Earlier this week, Governor Greg Abbott gave a State of the State address, much of it covering COVID-19 and vaccinations in Texas, as well as our economy.
Governor Abbott is with us live tonight. Governor, thanks for being here. Let's jump right in. You began your speech Monday talking about the economy, but our unemployment rate is still at least 7%, double where it was a year ago. How do you get more people back to work with a lot of these COVID restrictions still in place?
Well, because of the increase in vaccinations, and we have already seen a dramatic decline in hospitalizations. We have the lowest number of hospitalizations today since the late part, maybe even the middle part of December. The positivity rate in Texas now is where it was in the early part of December, so both before the Christmas holiday. And so all of the numbers are moving in the right direction. We believe those numbers will continue to improve throughout the month of February and going forward. Let me add this, and I'll come back and mention the job answer, and that is I just got off a phone call with the White House earlier this week, learning that we will be getting more vaccines beginning next week, and then the Johnson & Johnson vaccine should become available in about 2 weeks. And when you factor that in, you can see that we will be able to increase the opening up process and get people back to work. And so I think that we have seen the worst of the pandemic. The worst of the pandemic is behind us, and we're going to have a very prolific job growth coming forward here in just a month or two for the rest of the year and going into next year.
Now, we have a viewer question here. Barbara Ann Brown Phillips, she's a small business owner, and she asked via Facebook, why are 51% of bars the only businesses not allowed to be reopened? And she also goes on to say there's no scientific proof that COVID-19 spreads from her business.
Yeah, the only reason why that standard was used was because there were both epidemiologists as well as other doctors, as well as public health authorities, both here in Texas as well as with the CDC, who said that there actually was a spread in bar setting. And I can explain to you why that would be the case. And that is, when you're in a bar, you are almost inherently gathering close together with others. You would not be using your face mask, and then after having a few drinks, you would likely become slightly intoxicated or at least let your guard down a little bit, and those were factors that contributed to the spread. Now, that said, one thing that we have learned over the course of time, and that is recently, like as in during the Christmas holidays, most of the spread that we've had in the state of Texas as well as elsewhere has been in the household setting. And so the spread can occur anywhere. But again, going back, as we continue to increase these vaccines, we will see the spread go down and we will see businesses open back up.
Governor, vaccine distribution so critical. Right now we're working through healthcare workers and those over the age of 65. But a lot of our viewers want to know, what about me? So when is the larger public going to get access, and what about other critical workers like teachers?
So we are working very rapidly to get through Category B. Texas was the first state to vaccinate 1 million people. We surpassed 2 million vaccines just 2 weeks after that. Here in the next few days, we will reach the 3 million vaccine mark. And so when you add that to this increase in the vaccinations that we will be getting later on this month, you can see that we will be working our way through the greater segments of the population and begin opening up. We know, for example, that teachers in particular are very important because we want our students back in schools. We want the teachers to be there and be healthy, and teachers are an absolute priority for us.
All right, Governor, we appreciate the time. Thank you for being with us.